Hello my dear students, welcome to all of you in our PPS lecture series. And in our previous lectures we are already completed the 3 different methods for problem, any kind of problems like simple, conditional or repetitionals. So here today I am going to continue with the similar repetitional types of problem, and our definition is like this. Now we have to find sum of 1 to 10. Find sum of 1 to 10. Now in a previous lecture, if you remember, we are displaying the value 1 to 10 and the logic we are already completed. How? So that logic now we have to use for finding the sum. So here only the change is our formula, that is sum equals sum plus I, and I is what that you are already learned in our previous lecture. So I is always start with 1. So here sum plus I, and by default now we are considering our sum equals 0, that is 0 plus 1, the output is 1. Similarly, now our i's change because we have to find the sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 like this. This is our series 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 10. And for that now we have to change value of I. So the formula is I equals I plus 1, that becomes I2 here, and here sum equals 0. No, now our sum is updated, that is 1, and I is updated, that is 2, so it becomes 3. So you can see here 1 plus 2, that is 3. Similarly 3 plus 3, that is 6. 6 plus 4, 10. Likewise that the sum of 1 to 10 will be displayed. So this concept now we are using in our algorithm part. So start with a algorithm first. First step is start. Second step, input. Here input is there? No. As I said earlier, our fixed value, that is I equals 1. So I equals 1. Now third. Now before writing the logic for a sum, you are using the method that is display 1 to 10, that we are writing here, and then we are jump onto the sum formula. So what we are writing here to display 1 to 10? The word, that is repeat steps. Which steps? Make it blank, but the condition now is there until we reach to 10, that is I less than equals 10. Then on a fourth step, what we are writing for a displaying? Print I, and in a fifth, what we are writing? I equals I plus 1. Now what changes we have to make for finding the sum is first the variables. Which variable we have to use? Sum, that is here sum equals 0. Second, what we have to change? Now we have not want to print value of I 1 2 3, but we have to calculate the sum, and for that here we have to make a change of formula that you can see here. Which formula? Sum equal sum plus I, and then after finding sum, the same process that we have to repeat, I equals I plus 1. So first check the condition, find the sum, update the I, again move to the third part, check the I, find sum, and this. So same process we have to repeat. So how many steps we have to repeat? Repeat steps 3 to 5, same, until I less than equals 10. Suppose you are giving find the sum of 1 to 5, then here the condition is I less than equals 5. Clear? Now we are finding here the sum, and our output is what here? The sum that we have to print. So here in a sixth step, instead of stop, now we have to change, that is we have to print. In a before previous display 1 to 10, here we are printing, but here our formula is there, so we have to print our answer, and that is in a 6th step, that print sum. And after this printing output, the last step is stop. So here the change is what? Start, then I1, then repeat, and I plus 1. These all are same. Only we have to change the variable first, declare sum equals 0. Then same steps we have to repeat, but add the formula for a sum, and then print the sum. This is the change in a previous problem. Now move to the flowchart part. First step, now you guys understand very well. Start. Second, in which symbol? These two are input, we have to give no. So it is in a rectangle form. I equals 1 and sum equals 0. Now for a repeat, no symbol is there, but here condition has some symbols, that is diamond. So here diamond shape is there and the condition is like this, I less than equals 10. True or false? Obviously two possibility. If it is true, then 4 and 5. These two are calculations. So here you can write in a same shape, also you can write in a different shape. So here the step number is different, that's why I am writing in a different shape. But you can write in a same also. I equals I plus 1. Now we have to move on a 6th part. No, these steps are repeat. After modifying the value of I, now we have to jump for a 3. So third is nothing but our condition. So jump onto the condition. So this is our true part. Now when I becomes 11, the condition becomes false, and we are moved to the 6th step, that is our output is ready, and that is sum. So sum is output, that is display, print, sum, and after printing our algorithm is stop. So this is the flow chart for finding sum of 1 to n. Now suppose your definition is changed and this is like this, find sum of 1 to n. In this case, what we have to change? The n is given from the user now. So our series 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 10 is not fixed. If user give n equals 3, then our series is just only 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this n is now our input, that is the choice of users that run this program. So in this case, now what we have to change? We have to give the input. So here the second step is now input n first. Then it becomes third step, that is same, I equals 1 and sum equals 0. So here the step numbers is now changed first. 4. After input I is 1 fixed, because starting value is not changed, the end value we are changing now. So I is 1, sum is 0. Fourth step, repeat step, now it is not 3. So here we have to change 4 and up to 6, because it is 5 and it is 6. Clear? So repeat step 4, 5 and 6 until 10 is present in our title now? No. Now it change up to n. So here the condition is changed, I less than equals n. N is given from the user, that is this, input n. Remaining parts we can say same. So here 7 and here 8. Clear? So according to this change, we have to change also in a flowchart. So before process symbol, now here we have a input. So here 2 we have to draw, that is start Then second step is input, which value we have to give? N. So input N, and after that the process symbol is there, that is I equals 1 and sum equals 0. Clear? This change we are done. Now what we have to change? Only one value, that is instead of 10, now the condition becomes I less than N. So you can solve any kind of problem, 1 to n, 1 to 10, 10 to 50, something like this, for finding the sum of values. Clear? Now the second type of problem is like this: to find factorial of a given number. You are knowing the logic for a factorial. If the number is given from the user, that is 3, then how you can solve it? The factorial is nothing but 3 into 2 into 1, or you can say 1 into 2 into 3. Both are same. Clear? So this formula we have to apply here. So if you remember in our previous problem, what we are writing? We are writing 1 plus 2 plus 3. Yes or no? That is the sum of 1 to n. Now same logic we have to apply, but the sign is changed only. That is, instead of plus we have to put multiplication sign. So it becomes now the factorial problem. So I think you guys remember that steps. So here first I am writing that steps. Algorithm. First step, start. Second is input. Why input? Because the number is given from the user, that is input N. Now third step is always repeat. Third step is always repeat steps. How many? Keep it blank until I less than equals N. I am writing right or wrong? Wrong. Why? Because 1 is not there in our title, so you are missing that value. But you have to remember, you have to find the factorial. So this is like this. So obviously the one value you have to remember, that is nothing but our third step, I equals 1. Clear? Now here sum equals 0 I am writing in a previous example, but now we have to find the factorial. So the variable is suppose f. If f equals 0 I am considering, then what happen? The formula is like this: f equals f into I, because in a sum we are writing like this: sum equals sum plus I, and instead of plus we have to put just multiplications. So here the sum is 0, but f is 0? No. Why? The multiplication sign is there. 0 into something, the answer is always 0. So now we have to change f equals to not 0, but it is 1. Clear? Now first, second, third, and this is now our fourth step, that is repeat. How many steps we have to repeat? Keep it blank. Now fifth step. Which formula we have to write? In a sum, instead of sum now factorial, instead of plus multiplication. So f equals f into I, and I value is also changed, that is I plus 1. Clear? So 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. That process we have to repeat. So here the step number is repeat steps 4 to 6 until I reach to the number n. Now seventh step. What? It is our output, and output in which variable? F. So here we have to write print factorial equals which value? F, and last is stop. Now how this algorithm works? Let's say with one simple example, n equals 3. Our input n equals 3. I equals 1. F equals 1. Now repeat 4, 5, 6 until condition. So 1 is less than 3. Yes, 1 is less than 3. Yes. So 5 and 6, that is f equals f into I, 1 into 1. Answer is 1. I 1 plus 1, that is 2. F is same. Yes or no? No. Now the f value is changed, but it is now same, that is 1. Now 2 is less than 3. Yes. So again put the formula, that is 2 or 1. F is 1. So 1 into 2. 2 into 1. Now f becomes 2. I plus 1, that is 3, and f becomes 2 here. I less than 3? No, because I is 3 and 3. But here we are putting equal to sign, that indicates 3 equal 3, means our condition is 2. Again goes on a formula f. F is 2 and I is 3. 3 into 2, 6. Now I is incremented again, that is 4, and f is 6. But the condition now becomes false because 4 is less than 3. No. 4 is equal to 3. No. So jump directly onto the 7th step, that is print value of f. Which value? Print 6. That is the factorial for finding the number 3. Clear? This algorithm we have to consider in a flow chart. So draw here the flow chart again. First you are drawing oval shape for a start, then input always in a parallelogram, n. Then third step is process, that is our calculation. I equals 1 and f equals again 1. 4, 5, 6, that we have to repeat for the condition. So condition is in a diamond shape, that is I less than equals n question mark, true and false. If it is true, then 5 and 6 both are process, that is our formula. So write down in a, instead of sum, now we have to put f equals f into I, and then I equals I plus 1. And after completing, again jump to the third part, that is this condition. Clear? So true part is completed. When condition becomes false, we are moved to the false part, that is 7, and the answer is output, that is print f. That is our factorial, and last step is stop. So this is the flow chart. This is same as finding the sum from a 1 to n. Just we have to remember 2 steps. Only here sum is 0, but for a factorial we have to write 1, and the formula instead of plus we have to put multiplication. I hope you guys understand this concept very well. If you like this video, then thumbs up. If you think this video will help some of your friends, then do share this video with them. Also you can subscribe my channel, so when I upload new video you get a notifications. Thank you. If you have any query, contact me anytime.